The NFL offseason is fastly approaching, and we still have tons of Eagles stuff to talk about. We have a lot of news coming from the Combine. We're going to do some Eagles free agency stay or go, and that's what we got planned tonight. So kick back, enjoy your Friday night, and enjoy another episode of Birds of the Gridiron, which starts right now. And welcome everybody back into another episode of Birds of the Gridiron, only here exclusively on 609 Sports Talk Radio, coming to you guys live on this beautiful Friday here in New Jersey. I can't believe I'm saying that at the end of February. We already got some fall. I see my grass again. That's a good thing.
Love to see you.
Evening, George. Hope all is well, buddy. George? I didn't torture George too much on DA this week.
George, let me know if you did. I got you.
No, well, actually, his buddy Studs was back on this week, so he took care of most of it for me. So, look, a lot of Eagle stuff to talk about. The Combine is going on this week. NFL free agency, guys, is a week from next Monday. Next week, Monday's the 2nd. Next week, the 9th is it. Things are going to kick off and go crazy. But we're going to get into a lot of Eagles talk tonight. A lot of stuff going on. Howie Roseman, Nick Sirianni, they spoke this week a lot during the Combine. We're going to be talking Dallas Goedert, A.J. Brown. We're going to be talking some Eagles stay or go. Who can the Eagles afford to keep? Who will the Eagles unfortunately have to let go? I feel like, I personally feel, Tyler, we're going to upset some people tonight.
Probably, yeah.
Not that I want to do that.
You got to be realistic.
Yeah, and so we're going to kick the show off here, and I want to get your thoughts on something, Tyler, because I want to get my thoughts on this too. Howie Roseman spoke at the Combine this week, and he said something that was very interesting to me. And to kick off his first interview at the Combine, Howie Roseman said, I think from a big picture perspective, we want to build a team that every year has a chance to compete for championships. That drafts really well and signs their own players and just sporadically goes into free agency. That's what we're trying to do. So, Tyler, what are your what are your thoughts on that statement from Howie Roseman?
My thoughts? I mean, that's every team's dream. To be able to draft well enough, develop your talent enough, keep them on the team for as long as possible. Doesn't always work out like that, but that's always the goal. But then you run into some problems where your team has a lot of success, and these players command larger and larger contracts. And there's no way that we can always keep all of our elite players. Even the ones that we've drafted, the ones that we've developed, it's just not realistic. But I love that notion of we don't want to have to go out and get free agents to come here. We want to be able to build it ourselves. And they've done a good job of that. They've drafted great over the last, 3 to 4 years?
Yeah, about that.
So it's a nice sentiment to have from Howie. Doesn't always pan out that way. And I'm sure when we get into our discussions more tonight, we're going to see some of those homegrown elite players that we might not be able to retain.
I mean, look, unfortunately, this is the way of the business. It's going to happen. Like you say, you're gonna draft elite players. You're going to lose some elite players. I mean, we saw last year you lost Josh Sweat, you lost Milton Williams. This year, you're going to lose more players. But it's just this is how you, in my opinion, this is how you sustain success.
Yeah.
We saw what happened after the 2017 season when they won Super Bowl 52 against the Patriots. That team, they were old. And I mean, that team was built on free agency, really. Like, yeah, you had a couple core guys, your Jason Kelsey's, Lane Johnson, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, but you didn't draft well. Like, the 2018 draft, they got Dallas Goedert. I can't remember anyone else who came out of that draft.
Not quite. And yeah, that's the big part of it is the continued success in the draft. Because how do you keep the cycle going? You have to replace those guys that go and sign these big contracts with other young elite players that can be developed. And if you just keep that cycle going and going, then I mean, your team's going to have a lot of success for years and years and years.
Curious about their draft class now in 2018. I don't want to disrespect anybody that I may have missed. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm a fool.
What was 2018?
Dallas Goedert, Avonte Maddox, Josh Sweat, Jordan Mailata. Oh yeah.
Jordan Mailata worked out great. But that was definitely a risk.
I never played it down to football.
Yeah. Maddox, he had some good years.
He had his moments.
I wouldn't say extremely notable, but he had his moments. At one point, he was able to consider himself the best slot corner in the league before he got hurt.
George, they're out of players that I would like to get back in return, so no.
Man. Maybe A.J. Brown will go take a nap with Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, I saw that video again today. It cracks me up.
That's crazy. And he does the classic, you can't sell it. You realize what happened and you're just like, oh. They called him 4K.
But no, like we were saying, they didn't draft. In 2018, that draft class was solid. I mean, Josh Sweat ended up having a solid career. Mailata is one of the best left tackles in the game now. But 2019 didn't draft well. I think the most impactful player you got in 2019 was Miles Sanders. He's not even with the team anymore. Jeez. 2020. Now, granted, 2020 you got Jalen Hurts, but outside of Jalen Hurts, that draft class was absolutely brutal. We already know how that went. Mm-hmm. But then when 2021 hit, we saw a different Howie Roseman. He took Devontae Smith. He took Landon Dickerson. The following year, 2022, you took Jordan Davis and Cam Jurgens and Nakobe Dean. 2023, you have 2 first-rounders. You take Jalen Carter. You take Nolan Smith. 2024, you get Quinyon and Cooper. This past year, you get Makuba and Jahad Campbell. And then it's not even but here's the thing. You bring Mailata up. Those are the type of guys that he hits on. He found Jordan Mailata late. He found Moro Ojomo late.
Yeah, he did. And that's the key to it, is being able to find those hidden gems later on in the draft. Because you don't get many opportunities earlier in the rounds. So you really got to get it where it counts. And like we were talking about before with the continued draft success, knowing Nakobe Dean coming towards the end of his rookie deal, they get Jahad Campbell. And now Jahad Campbell probably going to get the start next to Bond next year. And he's going to be a great player. And I love Nakobe Dean, but it's the business.
Hey, well, don't spoil the rest of the show, okay?
Who said anything about spoiling?
Don't spoil the show. And absolutely in Howie we trust.
Always.
Absolutely in Howie we trust. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just at that point where this is the direction you always want to be in. You don't want to have to go out and sign 4 to 5 big time free agents every year. They haven't been very active in free agency over the past few years. The only year they went and got Saquon, and that's the thing. They drafted so well leading up to that free agent class that Saquon was the missing piece.
Yep.
Literally the missing piece. Look at the season he had. And it ended up putting you in New Orleans, hoisting a Lombardi trophy. But there's a lot of stuff going on at the Combine right now, like I said. And I'll tell you right now, after today, I actually had to switch one of my stay or goes. I had a guy staying that now I think is gone.
Really?
Because a certain position group today did themselves a lot of favors.
Mm-mm.
I mean, George, you were on this draft show with us the past 2 years. They've been drafting well. And by the way, 2021, I brought up, Devontae Smith, Landon Dickerson, Milton Williams was in that draft.
Yep. And Milton Williams made himself one of the top paid defensive tackles.
Yeah. And was back in the Super Bowl, was playing well again. Josh Sweat had a career year in Arizona, earned himself a lot of money.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Look what happened after. Milton Williams leaves, Moro Ajomo steps right in.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Sweat leaves, Jalix Hunt has to take on a larger role, which we kind of questioned early. Is he ready? I've never heard of an edge rusher leading his entire team in interceptions. I never heard that before.
Yeah, led his team in interceptions, probably led him in pressures.
Did he lead him in sacks too?
Did he?
I'll have to look that up real quick.
Let's see.
Yes.
He did. He beat out Ajomo by a half a sack.
Jordan Davis had 4.5. Nakobe Dean had 4. Bourne had 3.5.
Yeah, that just showed Jalix Hunt was a guy we talked a lot about in that draft class.
Yeah.
From a couple years ago.
But because of how great Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean have been, you don't think about him.
Yeah, you don't. And I mean, just think, it's only his second season. Asked to step in and take on that starting role. And he performed. Maro Jomo was a rotational guy. Hoisted into a spot where he was practically a starter. He was basically your second starting rushing defensive tackle. Because Jordan Davis is used more on the rundowns.
Yeah, and now Jordan had a big year this year. He improved that pass rush a little bit, having 4.5 sacks. So I think Jordan Davis has done himself a pretty job here of earning himself an extension. Now, do they extend him in the offseason? Do they wait and see where we're at? Because they did exercise his 5th-year option. He will be on it this year. Jordan Davis, to me, doesn't seem like the holdout type of guy. Do you kind of wait till the mid-season point to get into that contract extension with him? To see if we get this again?
Maybe. But then, I mean, it could be great for him, or it could backfire.
It could. I'm just asking.
All we know is he could burst onto the scene and be like our best defensive tackle. Now, I know it's a far stretch. We have Jalen Carter on the team. But, I mean...
Well, he's got some stuff to prove, too. He wasn't great this past year either.
Yeah, and he missed some time due to both stupid mistakes and injury.
Yes, and not to mention, he still came into training camp out of shape.
He did. And that's another thing. Jordan Davis has done nothing but prioritize his conditioning every year since he's been drafted. And he was a monster this past year because he was in the best shape.
In the best shape of his life, right?
Yeah, best shape of his life.
So he found Peloton, and that was all she wrote. I just feel like we have to like I said, I'm not saying like to hold off on extending these guys. These guys are all big reasons why they are in the position they are in. But it could lead to some of concerning things. Like, is that the Jordan Davis you are going to get every year? I think you will. I love Jordan.
Oh yeah.
I had to sit there on that draft show when people cried, "Oh, it wasn't Kyle Hamilton." Okay.
And Jordan Davis is such a durable player.
Big fella moves.
Yeah. Like you can rely on him.
Now, let's get into some of the reports that have come out throughout the combine. A smaller report is Howie Roseman did confirm, and you may not like this. I think this is smoke and mirrors. I think this was just to put a certain other report to bed. He did come out and say Tyler Steen will remain the Eagles' starting right guard in 2026. Now, if this is Howie Roseman,
He's
which
drafted
means
one in the first round.
Yeah. What I feel like this was more of the lines of him saying, look, Mekhi Becton's not coming back, so stop asking me about it, okay? Even though, once again, I still think that some of the hate that Tyler Steen is getting is kind of unnecessary. I don't know how you can all look at him as what went wrong with the offensive line last year, where he was the healthiest and most consistent one out of the five.
I get it. It's tough, but like we're always going to try to find a weak link.
Yeah,
and you can make the case that weak link was Fred Johnson, who was not a starter.
Yeah, it's not a knock on Fred. Fred does a good enough job for what he is. And whether they draft a right tackle in the first round this year or not, I'd still bring Fred back.
Oh, yeah. They could easily bring Fred back.
Because just say this. Just say, I'm just using an example. Say the first round pick is Caden Proctor. Oh, good Lord, I hope it's not. I'm not a Caden Proctor guy. But I'm not bringing Caden Proctor in his rookie year and saying, hey, you are the heir to the throne of the best right tackle of this decade. But I also need you to be the swing tackle in case one of them go down. No, I want Caden to sit behind Lane Johnson and learn right tackle from Lane Johnson. If something were to happen to Mailata, I want Fred out there. Let Fred handle that. I don't want Proctor trying to have to learn two positions in the NFL as a rookie. I want him to learn how to play right tackle from I'm going to start saying it now. A first ballot Hall of Famer who is a top 3 right tackle of all time. And if you disagree with me, then you have not watched football since 2012. You have not watched the down.
Yep. I agree.
Okay, George, what are you giving me? What are you giving me?
That depends. Yeah, what's the return?
Well, according to some people, so let's dive into that because I mean we could still talk about the O-line, but I'm just going to leave the offensive line right here. Tyler Steen would have looked a lot better. And he wasn't bad this past year, but he would have looked a lot better with a healthy Lane Johnson, a healthy Cam Jurgens, and a healthy Landon Dickerson.
Yeah.
Let's get into the A.J. Brown thing because, Diana Rossini, I'm telling you now, if A.J. Brown is on the Eagles come September, she's going to be out of a job because she is so hell-bent on – she's like driving the push to get him out of Philly. They can't stand guys like him in Philly because they want to love him, but they can't because they're in Philly. And then, you have the whole thing, Mike Vrabel at the podium talking about A.J., which is, by the way, tampering, but we won't get into that right now. Guys – once again, Mike Garafolo comes out and says it. They're not actively shopping A.J. Brown. Peter Schrager came out and said they are not actively shopping A.J. Brown. Jeff McClain said they are not actively shopping A.J. Brown. But if they were to, guess what the asking price starts with? It starts with a first-round pick. That's where it starts. And they also stated if it started with a second-round pick, then an impactful player has to be involved. So, just for example, George, I'm not saying this is what, there's no concrete evidence, but guess what? My asking price, if it's not a first round pick, I'm sorry, it's a second round pick and Harold Fanning Jr.
Oh,
I'm sorry, but
damn.
what else are you going to offer? Are you going to give me Myles Garrett? No.
No.
They're not going to give. They're not going to get Denzel Ward up. They're going to probably cut him anyway. But that could be another starting point too. A second round pick and Denzel Ward. I think the contracts almost match up. We'll make that work. But that's where this is at. But Peter Schrager and Mike Garafolo have once again said they are not actively shopping AJ Brown for all the people that swear they are. So,
Hey, that's
Tyler,
what they say. I believe it.
where are you at with this at this point?
I just want it to be over.
You're just exhausted over it.
I ever since before the trade deadline, I've been over it. I just wanted some sort of resolution. I thought, okay, if it didn't happen before the trade deadline, maybe during the off season. Maybe once the season's done, we'll get more. We'll know more. And we still don't know nothing.
I don't
Free
know
agency
anything.
starts in what, a couple weeks? Not even that. Week and a half. But I just want it to be over. I just want to know, does AJ Brown want to be, this is what I want to know. Does AJ Brown want to be a Philadelphia Eagle? If he can answer that question, everything's no debates.
Yeah. I mean, like, where, like, that's why I want to hear AJ Brown say it. Do you want to be here or do you not want to be here? Because no one else is like Howie Roseman already said, I'm not in the business of getting rid of elite football players, and he said AJ Brown's an elite football player.
And he's right.
So I don't know where we're at with this. It doesn't sound like the Eagles are actively shopping him. I don't know what the heck this whole situation is going on with New England. Dude, we got to do something with this New England thing because that's getting old.
Him and the little, just everything. Oh, him and Vrabel. Oh, AJ Brown's always been a New England fan.
Oh my god, that drove me that drove me nuts. But I don't know. The whole Mike Vrabel, AJ Brown thing has always been weird. It's like we bring it up. It's like, guys, they have been on the same staff together since Tennessee. What are we doing?
You know what? I'll be generous. Patriots, I'll take a third rounder in Christian Gonzalez.
That's where it's going to start. That's ultimately where it's always going to start. But again, I'm done talking about it. I'm sick of listening about it. It gets annoying. And I'm just done talking about it. If he's here, he's here. If he's not, then so be it.
Yeah, either way, I mean, my confidence in this team doesn't lie with one player.
No. And I'm done dealing with it. I'm done dealing with it. I'm done talking about it. I think it's getting old.
I just want to know, does he want to play here? I feel like it's a simple question. It's something he could have easily stated in an interview by now.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been that hard just to figure out, like, does he want to be here or not? But like I said, I'm just done talking about it. I don't know. I'm sick of listening. I'm sick of hearing about it.
Yeah, I've been sick of it since like I said, before the trade deadline.
But I'm just again, the asking price is going to be astronomical, and that's just where it's going to be. And Fighting Phillies has bold prediction that he stays.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, the shakeup of the offensive coaching staff puts his mind at ease more.
Fighting Philly, I also don't understand why that comment came through, but your other comment then that I saw on Facebook, he said the decision is up to AJ and only AJ. Yeah, I mean. And again, this is where we ask the question: what's the situation with? Is he tired of what is AJ upset about? Was it the play calling? Because when he was on the Micah Parsons thing, he did nothing but talk about he loves Philly, he embraces Philly, but was it the play calling? Was it Kevin Patullo? Is there an issue with him and Nick Sirianni? Is there still an issue with him and Jalen? I don't know.
We don't know.
But never in a million years have I ever heard of a team picking the wide receiver over the quarterback.
No. I just want to know, how difficult is it to just decide, do you want to play for this team or do you not?
And look, the other big issue with AJ is he wants to be the focal point of a heavier passing attack offense. That's not here.
No, it's not. And once this offensive line gets healthier, trust me, next year isn't going to be the year we're slinging the ball for 5,000 yards.
No offense, and I don't want to turn this into a freaking turning on the quarterback thing, but I'm sorry, Jalen's not designed to. I don't think Jalen's designed to throw for 5,000 yards.
No, not many quarterbacks can.
No, but seriously, the stat is there. The Eagles are better when Jalen throws less. I don't know. Look, I'm not trying to knock Jalen Hurts here. I love Jalen, but I'm not sure. I don't know if that's a Nick Sirianni's offense with Kevin Patullo / whoever's been here problem. Maybe Sean Mannion fixes that, but the stat's been there for a few.
Talking about a bunch of what ifs.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
I'm just saying.
He's never gotten the pass attempts to even try.
Well, hold on. No, Brian Johnson tried, and that's when we threw 16 interceptions that year.
We're also going back a few years there, too.
That's only 2 seasons. That's only 2 seasons ago, Tyler. That's literally 2 seasons. That ain't that far back.
Yeah. And let's see. That was his second year as a starter.
No, that would have been his third. 21 was his first year. 22, we went to the Super Bowl. 23, and then we had 23 collapse.
Right. Third year, it's a full-time starter.
But again, I don't want this to come across me bashing Jalen. I'm just saying it's just a weird stat that we've had over the past few years where we have been better when Jalen throws less. I'm not saying that's going to keep going in that direction. That was Sean Mannion.
I hope Mannion lets him let it rip. We're throwing the ball across the middle of the field. We're running crossers.
Look, I will say this: I despise WIP. We know my opinions on Sports Radio 94.1. I despise them. I think they're the worst thing in the city of Philadelphia, and I am here to take them down because I'm tired of them. But Hunter Brody said something on his show last night that did make sense. We do have to recognize the elephant in the room with A.J. Brown. He's not innocent in this. He is the same guy that goes out there and says to the media, the offense has to get better. We want it to get better and consistent. But when he was getting targets and we lost 4 straight, he didn't give 2 shits to speak to anybody. As a matter of fact, that was the last time he spoke to the media last season.
And the last thing I want to say with AJ is I don't want him to decide, oh, yeah, I'll come back and play again this year. I'm not going to request a trade just to go back after week 3 to the same shit again. I don't want to deal with it anymore.
No.
I don't want him to just suck it up and come and play in Philadelphia if he doesn't really want to, if he's not fully sold on it.
Yeah, I agree. And again, my bigger issue as well with AJ is I had a big issue when he came out on his Instagram after. Now, look, winning a Super Bowl is the best thing you can do in the NFL. It's the highest of the high. That's the mountaintop, the Vince Lombardi trophy. I have an issue with a guy that says 5 days after winning a Super Bowl, and it did nothing for me. I want to be out there and physically dominate my matchup on a week in and week out basis. What the bloody hell does that even mean?
That means he wants to win MVP.
And that's what's like that right there. And I'm not saying that I'm not done with it. I love AJ, but that right there, that's red flag stuff. That's the you go on a date. Oh, I have a guy that's just my best friend. No, that's not how that works.
He
That
wants the accolades. He does, and players who want the accolades, they usually don't end up on teams that make it to Super Bowls consistently, who have consistent success in the postseason.
yes,
They're usually on teams that are just barely making it or barely getting knocked out.
I agree. And like I said, I love AJ. I just this the offense is never going to be catered to him. There's too many mouths to feed. Even if Dallas Goedert leaves, you still have Devontae Smith on the other side of you. You still have Saquon Barkley. They're going to bring in a tight end who's going to have to produce in the passing game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like we're entering a very weird point here with AJ.
George, what the hell? A second at a seventh.
George, did you take your meds already? What the
That better
George?
be
I'm
a
hanging the phone up.
first and a fourth.
Well, a second and a fourth is a more of a compelling argument. And I ain't saying that's going to get it done, but no, I'm not doing that for a second and a seventh. Hell no. Anything less than a first has to involve a player.
Trust me, the Browns will not be the team to finesse Howie Roseman.
Howie Rose don't hate AJ Brown that much. But now, another big report that came out for the Eagles this week has been the future of Dallas Goedert. Now, reports were that Goddard's camp were to meet with Howie Roseman and the Eagles at the combine this week to discuss his future. I think the Eagles' hope is to try to hammer out some type of a deal before free agency because you can extend a player before the tampering period if they were on your team. We just saw Dallas do it with Javonte Williams.
Mm-hmm.
But then what's come across over the past couple of days is the Eagles have already met with like 5 tight end prospects in this draft. And another thing, Howie Roseman, and what that thing I sent you earlier that Zach Berman said, they are looking to reshape the tight end room to have basically different traits. Basically, what they're trying to say is every tight end on the roster sucked at blocking last year, including Dallas Goedert. He took a step back in his blocking. He's usually one of the better blocking tight ends out there.
Yeah.
But
So we're not getting Kyle Pitts in free agency. Okay.
thank you, Atlanta.
Understood. Calcaterra's gone. He's not coming back.
If I see Calcaterra back, I'm jumping out of a window.
We're not drafting Kenyon Steak.
Whoa, why aren't you?
Is he a good blocking tight end?
You still okay? I understand you want a blocking tight end, yes, but you still need
I
you
know
need
he's
a
very
tight end.
impactful.
Well, look, they're still going to value the tight end as the pass catcher. So let's not sit here and act like we're going to draft a bunch of Hayden Hurst. Like, hold on.
A tight end room full of Hayden Hursts.
Hey, man, that Ravens
Hey,
tight end room when it was
I
Hurst,
was gonna
Andrews,
say,
and Nick Boyle, them boys were about.
rebuild that Ravens tight end room. Cause man, it was dangerous.
But I mean, look, there's some good ones in this draft. I like Max Clare out of Ohio State. I love Eli Stowers out of Vanderbilt. He had a good combine today. They said Sadiq is arguably the tight end one in this draft. They have to do something, and I still think they need to add a free agent too. I mean, you have no tight end currently
Yeah,
on your roster.
yeah, which is a big problem.
I got a idea. When it resolves if you want to resolve the tight end room, I got a real good idea for you.
How are you resolving the tight end room?
All right, so you need you need at least an average of 3 tight ends on your roster. I'm tired of the Grant Calcaterras. I'm tired of the Kylan Grandsons. I'm tired of that crap. I want to give you an Eagles tight end room mixed of the past, the present, and the future. So, just an example, I'm an Eli Stowers guy out of Vanderbilt. That's my guy. I think he's going to be the best tight end in this draft. I think you could get him in the second round of this draft. I'm taking him at number 54, whatever it is that we take. I'm bringing back Dallas Goedert on some type of a 1 to 2 year deal. George, you could believe that all you want. That's just not true.
He still is. He's worth it.
I'm drafting Stowers if because that's my guy. They could be different. People could take Kenyon Sadiq, Max Clare, whoever you want.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just using Stowers. I'm re-signing Dallas Goedert if I can. And look, this is going to be very fanboyish, but sitting on the free agent market is a man who is 11 receptions away from becoming the Eagles' all-time leader in receptions. A man that helped win them Super Bowl 52 with the game-sealing touchdown. Is bringing back Zach Ertz for 1 year not awful?
You know, if he would be considered the third tight end of the room, depending on where we take a tight end in the draft, because they're going to take one. It's just a matter of who and where.
Real quick, George Njoku's a free agent.
Yeah, see, you're trying to finesse Howie. You can't finesse Howie.
First of all, Andrew Barry came from the Howie Roseman school. Howie ain't going to get schooled by. That's like Nick Saban losing to an assistant coach that left. Exactly. It
Which
don't
he never
happen
did.
often.
Yeah.
Never, which he never did.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, look, Grant Calcaterra was already a shit blocker. If I'm going to have one tight end who's a shit blocker, can it be the guy who's going to be the all-time
Might as
franchise
well.
leader in receptions?
Yeah. And before he got hurt, having a pretty good run in Washington.
Exactly.
If you're asking him to come in, finish his career as a probably second string, but maybe really the third string as a mentor, tight end. All right,
I just
Sam, I
want to
could get
retire
behind
Sadiq.
your I could get behind your future, present, past.
I mean, you got Stowers waiting in the wings. You got Goddard still here at being all reliable, and Zach Ertz retires a bird. Like, what's
Let's check out this Stowers guy real quick. 6'4", ran a 4.51. Let's see. Good at beating linebackers, just route redirection, quickness. Um, Good at high pointing the ball.
45.5 vertical today.
Dangerous acceleration and elusiveness.
He just put up the second highest vertical at the combine since 2003.
Wow. And they say he's good at tracking the ball down the field.
And that's from getting it thrown to him by a 4'8" Diego Pavia. Just saying.
Hey, I mean, yeah. I'm all for it. Like you said, if he's gonna be there, sure. They really don't like him as a run blocker though. They say he lacks the commitment and aggression.
Oh, the Philly Dogs on Twitter just put out the funniest tweet ever. Report: the Eagles are reportedly interested in having both Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase on their roster. Per common sense, there's a scenario where the Eagles could have both receivers on the roster, and the team could pair them with both Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown.
What?
No, they're making a joke.
Oh, okay.
About how the Patriots want A.J. Brown. It's a joke tweet, but it's hilarious. But no, look, I'm not opposed for having that as my tight end room next year. So, but all right, Tyler, do we want to do a little Eagles stay or go before we get out of here?
Yeah.
All right, you want to pull it up so we can have a little talk about some market values?
No, I do not.
Okay, well then I guess this is going to suck. All right, so let's pull this up here, Tyler. And since you've been doing some fidgeting with it, where do we want to start?
Full screen for the people here.
No, you want to do a full screen? Okay, they don't got to see us.
All right, so where do we start here? I mean, this list, it's got some more names for players who are on expiring deals.
Well, yeah, now we're just going on everyone who's about to become a free agent.
So where do you want to start?
Let's start there at the top with Jalen Phillips.
Let's do it. So Jalen Phillips, I mean, they're projecting his market value to be. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Let's pull this up.
There we go.
Projecting his market value to be about 3 years, $52 million, which would be $17 million a year. This is a tough one to start with because he did have an immediate impact when we traded for him. But it comes down to how confident do they feel in the rest of the pass rushing room and their ability to either add on to that through the draft or free agency if they were to let him walk.
Because, I mean, you had to ultimately last year you had to trade for Jalen Phillips because you only had Jalen Hunt and Nolan Smith. And as of right now, if Jalen Phillips leaves, you still only have Jalen Hunt and Nolan Smith.
Yeah.
And again, that's the average value of that deal is about right. I think he's going to get more because of how much teams value pass rushers now.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the year. Like, there's some good names there. Look what Nick Bonito got. Look what Jonathan Grenard got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, a lot of money. I mean, Bonito on the high end, I don't see Phillips getting that because Bonito's he's in a different class.
But Jonathan Grenard, that's a reasonable contract for someone like Jalen Phillips.
It is. Even Karlaftis. I mean, I could definitely see him getting $20 million a year.
And the other issue I have with this is that as much as I love him, I almost want to keep Jalen because I don't know what I'm getting consistently out of Nolan Smith yet. Like when Smith's out there, he's had spurts where he's been great, but
Mm-hmm.
it hasn't always been consistent with Nolan Smith. So
And
unfortunately,
it's all, I mean, it's the injury concern with Nolan. He's
well, you used to
missed
make the
some
same
time as
case
well,
for
which is
Jalen.
kind of, yeah, which took him, took him out of his rhythm. But yeah, same thing for Jalen Phillips. He's also had a couple of significant injuries.
I right now am going to lean here that Jalen Phillips goes because he's going to be out of their price range.
I'm going to go with Go as well for being out of the price range and also his injury history. I get it when we traded for him, he had a pretty healthy stretch. Nothing major came up, but I don't think they're going to want to invest that much money in a guy who has had that injury history.
Yeah. And again, you got guys coming up on extensions: Davis, Ajomo, Carter,
Yep.
Nolan Smith if he stays healthy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go down about two names. Let's go to Nakobe Dean. Oh, this one's going to hurt.
Oh, man.
This is going to hurt me a lot.
Kobe Dean. Let's look at his calculated 4 years, about 31.5 million, 7.9 million a year.
Let's round it up and say 8.
Yeah, we'll say 8. Look at some comparable players. I mean, aside from Terrell Bernard, who's a great linebacker, I could see him definitely getting the high end of that 8 million a year. His concern is also going to be the injury history.
That's a lengthy list.
It's a very long list, almost like a CVS receipt.
Oh, that's just wrong.
And I mean, you look at it as like, okay, is 8 million that bad? Well, when you got to start taking everything, the bigger picture into consideration, 8 million for a player who, I'm sorry, we've already drafted the replacement for. What's the point of taking Jahad Campbell if you're going to bring the Kobe Dean back? I'm putting the fan card away. I'm going businessman mode.
Oh, good, because I'm going to say something that may annoy you.
Why? What are we going to do? Have Jahad Campbell come rotating off the bench again?
Well, no, but somebody, you're going to bite my head off. Somebody made the advocate of, since Dean's only 25, do you re-sign to Kobe and move off of Zach Bond because his value is probably at its highest? I'm not, that ain't me. I'm not in that business at all.
I tell them
But
shut the hell up.
People on Twitter have advocated if that was an idea. I'm not one of them because I want Jahad Campbell to learn from Zach Bond.
Exactly. See, these different Eagles fans, they're so quick to push these great linebackers out the door.
I think a lot of it has to do with Nakobe being younger, but Nakobe's never on the field.
Exactly. He's hurt too much.
And
yeah, let me trade away the guy who plays damn near every snap, every game, for the guy who misses 7 games this season, if I'm being generous.
Something around that nature.
Why? Why would I do it? The reason he won't get a contract like Bernard, because Bernard's pretty healthy. He's almost always available.
Yeah. And
but
again, like we said,
I think this spells the end of Nakobe Dean in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
Love
and
the player.
And the report.
Very talented. injury history is too much, and his asking price, when thinking about everything else that'll be coming up over the next few years, it's too much. Because we're not even just at the point of we got to think about re-signing Davis, Carter, and Ojomo. We have to also start thinking about when we have to extend Quinyon and Coop.
Yeah, well,
So
they're
all
not eligible
these,
yet.
I know not yet, but like all these little decisions you make, you have to think about. Letting Dean walk keeps you cheaper for the years to come. And it can give them valuable wiggle room with these negotiations.
Yeah, and also Coop's up before Quinyon. Quinyon at least has the
Yeah,
fifth-year option. Coop doesn't.
yeah, exactly.
All right, so we're go on Jalen Phillips, go on Kobe Dean. Well, this is already off
Yeah,
to a
so
great start.
man, we're not shooting blanks.
Oh,
Got real
we're
bullets
shooting
we're shooting with.
we're shooting real bullets. We're just hitting the brick wall and killing people with it. All right, let's go back to that roster, and we'll go to the next name. Where we got here?
Reed.
Oh boy, Dennis, where are you?
Oh man, Dennis would be in his glory right now.
All right, so where we got for Mr. Blankenship here?
It's
7.2
funny.
million.
I saw his agent name. I thought it was Buda Baker.
Ah.
2 years, 14 million, about 7 million a year.
That would be half of their available cap space right now. Now they can free up 18 million more if they extend Jordan Davis and cut Michael Carter II. Which, yeah, see you later, bud.
Yeah, I mean those are done decisions. It's gonna happen. But I mean, comparable players. It's not a whole lot to go off of because he's not getting Julian Love money. I definitely don't see him. I'm not even going to talk about Cameron Bynum because if he's not getting Julian Love money, there's no need to bring him up. There's no way he's getting 15 million. Nowhere close. I think he's probably right around that 7 million range, maybe 6.
I agree.
It's tough because this is one where there's not a lot of depth at the position.
No, and we've already said that this draft class is not very impactful in terms of high-end talent, but there's a lot of very good players. The deeper position class after today's workouts, the combine, is safety. I think the Eagles are going to dip down back into getting another safety. I think Reed's gone.
You think he's gone?
I think we are rolling right now. We are 3 for 3. I am, at least.
I mean, I think it's gonna be too much of an asking price.
And it's not. Here's the thing. It's not just the asking price. Reed is a good player, but I can upgrade.
Yeah, he's a replaceable player.
And look, great story. Undrafted free agent, 3-year starter, played his ass off here. It's just, again, I'm not paying him $7.2 million.
He never gave Sidney Brown a shot.
Sidney Brown couldn't give Sidney Brown a shot.
Well, yeah, I hate to say it. I mean, man, we're kicking everyone out.
I think Sidney Brown gets cut in training camp this year, by the way.
Good. I hope he does.
The fact that Marcus Epps came off of IR after 2 months and took a starting job over him, that's all I need to hear.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got Dallas Goedert.
We're rolling. Dallas Goedert.
I think Goddard
contract. He signed that 1-year, $10 million deal.
Like a pay cut to stay here last year.
Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of shocking that his market value is lower than what he got last year.
But
And it was
again,
probably the
he
best
is
year of his career.
yes, but he's a tight end in his 30s
He
that
is.
finally had a healthy season.
Yeah. I mean, 8 years in the league. It's 31.
Exactly.
Better than Darren Waller.
Oh, stop it.
I You think Higbee deserves more money than Goddard?
No.
Not at all. So then I'm looking and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Pittsburgh paid this man $12 million for 1 year.
Oh yeah, speaking of that.
Oh yeah. Remind me after the show. Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is a good player.
Yes. Not a good blocker though.
Not a good blocker. Not always reliable in the postseason, but we won't go there.
Oh, that's rough.
Dallas Goedert 1 year for $6 million. If we can make it happen for $6 million, maybe even if somehow they get him to take 5. Do it, Sam. Past, present, future.
I think Goddard stays.
I think they can keep him.
I'd even give him the 6. I'll give him the 2 for 12. I have no issue with that. Let him train. Let him come in here, get it a young tight end early, so you can have that as your plan B for when it's time. I think Goddard stays.
I do. I'm on board. I mean, with no current tight end on the roster, it's hard to say go, but it's not like it's a ridiculous asking price. It's not $13 million a year. He's gonna command less than he did last year. If it's $6 million, I'm fine with it. But I think the 2-year deal. I think the 2-year deal does make sense because you got to have some sort of, backup plan.
Yeah, and again, if the kid you draft turns out really well, you could trade Goddard in the second year, like you did with Zach Ertz.
Yeah, very true.
All right, let's keep moving on here. We do still have some names. Here we at here.
Going to Steen.
He's not. Nope, he's still here.
Oh, okay.
This is the entire roster, essentially. So keep going. Now, who's under Steen?
Steen, we got Toth.
Brett Toth is a free agent. We don't need to click on Brett Toth's market value, okay?
I mean, you can see it right here. We don't have to click on it. Almost $4 million.
I would like to keep Brett Toth just for his versatility.
Toth, forget Matt Pryor existed.
I don't want to remember Matt Pryor existed.
Fred's market value's $1.5 million. I hand him that paper tomorrow.
I keep Toth and Fred Johnson.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a whole lot. Gives you that needed backup, the depth on the offensive line. Who else? Is Adore a free agent?
He is. From the way Howie Roseman sounded, didn't sound like he would be back.
Honestly, you kind of look at Adore Jackson. He was kind of like that stopgap player where they brought him in for the year, but they already planned on bringing someone else in after. And if they can't address and find a full-time number 2 outside guy in the draft, I don't know if we have it on the roster currently.
No, you don't.
But we'll just end up finding somebody else.
Well, so Anthony DeBona is an Eagles guy that I follow on Twitter. Excellent follow, great Eagles content. Howie Roseman's initial press conference at the Combine. Here were the 4 big takeaways that he had. Number 1, the Eagles will not make any big, splashy signings in free agency, which I don't think we expect to. Nope. Philadelphia will be focusing on moves that will not hinder the compensatory pick formula. Because we know how he loves those compensatory picks. We know that.
He loves stockpiling them comp picks.
Okay. Another thing it brought up, it might be hard to re-sign certain free agents as the Eagles also balance future contract extensions for players currently on their rookie deals.
Yep.
And the fourth big takeaway, the Eagles will be adding an outside corner to play opposite of Quinyon Mitchell as the team views Cooper DeJean as an elite fit in the slot. They're going to, if there is a swing in free agency, I think it's there.
I can see it.
I see one guy only. If it's a free agency
Who's
swing,
that?
I think it's going to be Reek Woolen.
All right, give me a second because I want to go look at what his market value is.
Don't get me wrong, Adore played well last year, but you can't. Again, it's like Blankenship. He played well. I can
He's
do
just
better.
a guy. He's just a guy.
He is. He was a filler.
So yeah, I'm gonna pull up the share screen one more time.
I didn't know why he took it off.
I thought we were done with it.
Oh, you don't want to talk about Josh Uche and all that?
Yeah, no, I'm good on Josh Uche. I mean, we could talk about him, but I don't think we need to, show the market value.
No, that's true.
Because Uche's a guy, Howie's just gonna find another person to bring in for depth in the offseason.
I mean, right now, in terms of edge rushers, you kind of need that.
Yeah. So, comparable corners to Woolen. This isn't the same Michael Carter that they're looking to cut, is it?
No, I don't think that was this. I don't. It may be actually.
What? No way he was making that much money.
Either way, who cares about Michael Carter?
Either way. 1 year, $8 million for Tariq Woolen. I mean, he was a part of one of the more dominant defenses we saw in the league last year. He still has his moments. I think he still has some maturity issues. But you're looking for a number two. What better for a number two than bringing in the guy who's... Oh, I thought it was going to show his height on here. I think he's like 6'4".
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I had my mic muted.
It's massive for a corner.
And another thing that came out was the Eagles are very interested in Clemson corner Avion Terrell, who is AJ Terrell's younger brother.
Sold.
They said he had a formal meeting today with the Eagles, and it went great.
Wow. Do we know his current draft projection?
First round.
First round. Oh, don't tell me we get another first round corner.
Howie won't know what to do with himself.
Howie won't know what to do with himself. Howie won't even think he's Howie anymore. He's going to be like on the outside looking into his own body. Because it took years for him to finally start drafting corners early. And if we already got 2 top corners in the league, and he goes and drafts another one in the first round, oh my gosh, I don't know what I might do.
I wonder what their drafting of defensive players will be impacted as not knowing what Vic Fangio's status is after this year. Will that impact them at all?
I think that would impact certain scheme guys as far as like if there were a change up in, formation. I don't think that would affect corner as much. So I feel like that's kind of a safer pick if you're going for a splash in the first round. I think corner, that's pretty universal with majority of the formations.
I disagree. All right, so I'm going to bring up a list here. I'm going to bring the list up here that I have on my phone. So let's just go through this real quick. Adore Jackson, stay or go? We went go, right?
Go, yes. He's gone.
Reed Blankenship, Nakobe Dean, and Jalen Phillips, I think we all said go.
Yep.
Aziz Ojolari, bye.
Again, another guy will just replace him.
EG.
If BG wants to come back another year, I get him a nice team friendly deal.
Yeah, I'm on that. Josh Uche, I'm on stay. I thought Uche played well when he was given the opportunity early in the year, and they are
Yeah,
thin
I
at
mean,
edge rusher.
hold on, let's see. I gotta go back now. Let's see. What was his market value?
Who cares?
I care.
It's a vet minimum.
Vet minimum. Oh, that's all you had to say. Yeah, let's do it. 1.8.
Exactly, yes.
Bring him back under 2 mil. Sure, let's do it.
All right. Dallas Goedert, I said stay. Where were you at with that?
I would stay as well.
Grant Calcaterra,
Gone.
deuces. Kylan Granson,
Gone.
Jahan Dotson.
Oh, we didn't touch on Jahan Dodson actually.
Do we really need to?
Who's wide receiver 3?
Draft one.
I'm on board with that with draft one, but I hope that doesn't impact elsewhere in the draft.
You drafted later.
All right. For me,
Except
Jahan Dotson,
you were slandering a certain running back earlier in our messages, and I was not happy with that.
Shipley.
No, Singleton.
Oh, Singleton. 2.6.
Yeah, I'm not paying Jahan Dotson $2.7 million.
Nah, I'd rather bring in Van Jefferson for 1.6.
Yeah, let's not bring in Van Jefferson and say we did. I'm out on Dotson. I just don't see the fit anymore.
Was there really ever a fit?
No,
He never really got himself established at all.
that's because the offensive coaching staff didn't realize he's not a slot wide receiver.
Yeah, that's a problem too. Yep.
All right, AJ Dillon, no,
Gone. Dude, I thought he was gone after like 4 weeks last year.
he was gone after he fumbled against the Giants. That's when he was going.
Oh yeah.
Fred Johnson, I think we both said stay. Brett Toth, I think we also both said stay. Keep the depth.
Say Matt the name, Pryor. Sam. Gone.
Sam Howe.
Gone.
I know Sam Howe. Yeah, I don't care about that.
He didn't dress like after Tanner McKee got healthy.
In fairness, their quarterbacks do dress. They're the emergency quarterbacks.
Okay.
All right, and the last one is punter Braden Mann.
Please keep him.
Yeah, he is up on his 2-year deal. I would 100% keep Braden Mann. We're going to look a lot different next year if this is how stay or go works out.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about quite a few starters.
It's going to be a very interesting offseason.
It will, but hey, these are the tough times where great franchises thrive or die.
We're not doing that.
Exactly.
Anything else we want to add to tonight's show before we call it a day?
Go Birds.
Go Birds. All right, guys. This is going to be the end of the show. Hope everyone enjoyed our Eagles coverage tonight. Next week on Birds of the Gridiron, we will probably bring up some outside the organization free agent targets. And we'll talk about that stuff heading into the legal tampering period, which is a week from this Monday. But this week coming up, Unbiased on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to do a full NFL offseason preview. We're talking Max Crosby. We're going to be talking about the Miami Dolphins, who they could be trading. Could it be Jalen Waddle? Could it be Tua Tagovailoa? We'll talk about the Kyler Murray situation. We'll talk about a lot of offseason stuff on Monday. Little schedule change next week. Hitting Home will not be live on Wednesday. It will be live on Thursday morning this week at 10 a.m. And then, of course, Birds of the Gridiron will be live on its normal scheduled time Friday at 8. And, guys, for all our Hitting Home baseball fans, please give it a look. We have a special guest joining us this week. So please keep your eyes for that. So that's your schedule for next week. Unbiased, Monday at 7, Hitting Home, Thursday at 10, Birds of the Gridiron, Friday night, 8 p.m. We'll talk some Eagles free agency, and we'll get you guys ready for the NFL offseason. But, guys, thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We hope you all enjoyed tonight's episode. Hope you enjoyed our little Eagles stay or go. I thought we did a pretty good job there. And fortunately, we're going to have a whole new-looking team next year if that's how this whole offseason unfolds. But
that's business.
It's a business, all right. But, guys, we're going to get up on ad here. Have a safe and fun weekend. Enjoy the warm weather. It's going to get a little cooler toward the beginning of next week, but then after that, we start to heat up back into the 50s on a consistent basis, and hopefully all this freaking crap outside melts. So, guys, have a great weekend. Hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. And once again, guys, just thank you for everyone that tunes into these shows, Birds, Hitting Home, Unbiased. We know there's a lot of freaking places out there that you get your sports talk. We appreciate that you guys choose us. We greatly appreciate it. Please go like 609 Sports Talk Radio over here on Facebook. It's 609 Sports Talk on Facebook. And please go subscribe on the YouTube channel at 609 Sports. That's where you can catch us. Of course, we're going to be doing some big things for you guys. We appreciate all the love and support you give us. And have a safe weekend. And we will see you guys on Monday for Unbiased. For Tyler Adams, I'm Sam Nelson. Good night, everybody.
The following has been a presentation of 609 Sports Talk Radio.
Sam?